Let's find unit rates. So first, just a reminder that a unit rate is simply a rate with a denominator of 1. So the unit tells us that we are doing like per 1. So we often think about this as like an example would be miles per hour. All right, we talk about I drove 60 miles per 1 hour. A rate is when we're talking about a ratio that has two different units. So miles per hour, dollars per hour. Either way, we're talking about per 1 unit. So let's do some examples. Jackson received a paycheck for $331.50 for working 26 hours. What is Jackson's hourly wage? Well, if we're thinking about this, hourly wage means we're talking about dollars per hour. And sometimes if you're a visual person, sometimes it helps to do that. So we want to put the dollars on top, $331.50 over 26 hours. Now remember, this fraction bar is the same as a division sign. So we're going to take 331.50 and divide that by 26. And when we do that, we get $12.75 per hour. And that would be the unit rate. Let's do another example. I drove 247.5 miles in 5.5 hours. What was my average speed in miles per hour? Now, we know that we're not going to drive the entire time at that speed, right? They're slowing up, but this is the average. So we're talking average in miles per hour. Notice when I say per, that's when I write that fraction bar. So miles on the top, 247.5 divided by 5.5. Again, fraction bar is division. When I divide those two, I get 45 miles per hour. And since this is per 1 hour, we don't have to put that 1 in the denominator. You can if you'd like. Joe spent $55.86 on 14 gallons of gas. What was the unit price of gas? Right? This is still a rate since we're talking about dollars and gallons, two separate units. And now we're talking about price of gas. So price per gallon. All right, so dollars on the top, $55.86 divided by 14 gallons. When I divide, I end up with $3.99 per gallon of gas. And let's do one more. I drove 55 miles and used 2.5 gallons of gas. What is the unit rate for my vehicle in miles per gallon? Okay, so miles, notice the word per there, so miles per gallon. So again, miles is on the top, 55 miles over 2.5 gallons. I use that fraction bar as a division sign, and I end up with 22 miles per gallon. And that is some examples of unit rates.